Hey everyone, so we're here with Tracy, and this is Joby Marie's show. I'm super excited because she is doing some amazing things going right now. She's a two-time American author for one. And I'm excited because I was at an event and she's one of the survivors with breast cancer. So that being said, Tracy, I want you to tell the audience what inspired you to write your story, because we all have a story. And you're two-time, um, you survived this twice.
Yes.
So that's the one thing that I think a lot of people need to know about. And you are an author, you are a woman and a woman of God, where you're actually, helping a lot of women out there, you know. And I know we spoke briefly at the event, and you said
Yes.
you wouldn't have imagined this ever, happening. But,
No.
you know, tell the audience, I want you to tell your story and what God is putting inside of you to let people know the reasons of everything that you're going through and everything that you've done to help others,
Yes. Well, thank you, Gian, Jovi. I'm sorry, honey,
It's okay.
for having me on the show today. And I am more than happy to share my story. A few years back, well, I have some amazing women that I am connected with. That you know of the Tasha Jonah Foundation, where that was the first support group that I ever became a part of. And my experience with the Tasha Jonah Foundation really was a beginning of my coming out of my cocoon and blossoming into the butterfly that I'm continuously evolving into every day. And I'm really grateful for the Tasha Jonah Foundation. I kind of got my legs. I was a wreck. I was a mess when I came to the organization. Nobody knew it because I was all glammed up. I had the wig and the makeup, and I was looking good. I looked like I had it all together. When in reality, I was a mess, and so I was able to begin to heal inside, and so the healing inside started to match what everybody saw externally. And in that growth and development, I was able to start our non-for-profit organization in 2015 with my family. It's called Forever Hope Agency, where we meet the human needs of individuals in underserved communities. Our primary focus are our at-risk youth, and we've serviced children on the near west side, and also on the south side. We've done back to school programs. We've partnered with Chicago Public Schools, Noble Schools, the Bulls Prep, and UIC Prep. We've serviced children in the community of near West Side Community Development and Major Adams and other organizations. We partnered with so many organizations just to help do what we do, just to do a better job at it. And so I'm grateful for that. And so that was like one of the first major things I did. And then and out of that, I met a beautiful young lady, Lady Michelle Dawson Matheny. We were both starting our organizations at the same time. And we were taking a class, and we hooked up and found out that we were both breast cancer survivors. She had her own podcast at UBM Radio, and it was called One Warriors Talk rather, Warriors Talk. And out of that, Lady Rochelle actually teamed up with another group of people, and they did a book anthology. And it kind of like, well, she's doing that, but maybe I may want to do it too. I didn't really know, if I did or I didn't, but I just had it. I just felt so strongly that I really wanted to. I was ready to share my story. Now I had began sharing my story on the air, but I hadn't written it. And this was an opportunity. And Lady Rochelle decided, because she's a brave, bold, beautiful Black woman, and she decided to do her own project. And she had already decided that I was going to be a part of it. So in her, so I just agreed, and I started to write. Once I agreed. No, actually, I started to write before I agreed to it. I just decided, well, I don't want to tell my story, so I started writing it before I even agreed to being a part of a part of her project. And so I was able in that project. The book is called When Warriors Talk, God Listens. I was able to contribute two chapters to that book. It is an awesome, amazing book with 5 other amazing authors. So I would encourage you all to get it. You can get it on Amazon or go to my website at tracyrkincaide.com and you can order that book there. Okay, so things continue to develop, things continue to go and go and go and go and go. And so being a part of the Tasha Jonah Foundation, a lot of doors opened up for me. I met a lot of amazing people. And Joanne Glenn, who is one of the people that works very closely with the Tasha Jonah Foundation. She is the Watts Foundation, Women on Top of Their Game. And she does a lot of the backing and the funding for the Tasha Jonah Foundation. And this is actually her baby. The Breast Is Yet to Come. Tasha came up with the title of the book.
Okay.
And when that opportunity became available, I was like, well, at that time I wasn't interested in writing again or telling the story any differently. So what I did was I donated my chapters from When Warriors Talk, God Listens, to this book anthology. And the funny thing about it is one of the chapters, the chapter that is actually in The Breast Is Yet to Come, is the chapter that I talked about the Tasha Jonah Foundation. So it was a perfect marriage. It was a perfect match, just so perfect. And it just fit. It was just the perfect time. It was the perfect thing that needed to go into that book. And since then, because this book was like in the making, I believe, I'm not even 100% sure, because I didn't have to I wasn't part of like the writing process because I had already had chapters completed. I just submitted them. But I think it was like a year and a half or maybe 2 years, the whole process. And I was kind of like not even believing that my chapter was even in the book, actually. But when all of that began to develop and really came down to me really knowing that my chapter is there, it's in the book. I went through another cancer diagnosis. I was celebrating 14 years as a breast cancer survivor in October of 2023, and in July, well, the end of June is when the new journey started, when I had to go get my annual and found out that there was something there. And then moving forward, the book was coming out kind of like at the same time I was going through all of that. And so now I have more chapters to write. Mm-hmm. But what I would like, as a part of the journey, that's the second time around, was that I had been told that I had dense breasts, but I really didn't understand like what that meant. I knew that it meant that, we have more fatty tissue or whatever, but what does that really mean, and what significance is that? And how does that affect in my life? Well, nobody ever told me how severe the outcome could be with that. So anyways, I was so amazingly blessed, and I'm so thankful that I am a woman of God, and that I listened to him. And God is so amazing. He allowed a pain to be in my arm prior to my appointment. Mm-hmm. It was enough so that I paid attention, and I wanted to be sure to tell the doctors or the technicians that I had that pain. And so I went for my annual. I just got the mammogram. I was due for diagnostics, but no diagnostics were not being done. I was just getting the regular mammogram, not a 3D or anything like that. And it sort of like clicked in my head. I said, oh, and by the way, I had a pain. And when I said it, I said I had a pain under the pit of my arm, which it actually wasn't in the pit. It was on the side, but that's what I said. I said the pit of my arm. And of course they raised red flags. And she went out and she spoke with the radiologist. And she came back and said, well, he want to do diagnosis. He want to do an ultrasound. And I said, okay, he wants to look at your lymph nodes and see if that there isn't anything going on there, anything abnormal or anything swollen or anything. And I was like, well, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
So we went on over to get the ultrasound, and they went all in my armpit, all up and down, looking at my lymph nodes, saw nothing at all. But because I did have a history in that left breast of having calcifications, she went on down the side just to check down the side of my breast. And that's when she was able to see a spot.
Oh, wow.
And from that point, and then I found out that I had of course, the biopsy. It came back. I found out that it was malignant.
Okay.
I really wasn't shocked. I just wanted to know, what are we going to do about it?
Exactly.
And I was very, very, very grateful that I had spoken up about the pain being in my arm, because otherwise I would have never had an ultrasound. I would have gone home with a clean bill of health for another year saying that I'm cancer free.
Oh, wow.
And I will, yeah, that's what would have happened in my case. So because of the type of cancer that it was not a recurrence. It was not even a recurrence. It wasn't that the cancer had spread to the other breast. It was a totally different cancer. The first cancer was invasive ductal carcinoma, and this cancer was invasive lobular carcinoma. So it was not even the same. And the difference is the lobula is where the milk is made in the fatty tissue, and the ductile is where the milk comes out, and which is easier to detect. So it's harder to detect lobula. So therefore, I had to go for more extensive testing, and
Yeah.
I had to go MRI for that.
Okay.
So MRI, they found more more cancer. Yeah. And even just to make just kind of to like sum this up, even after and I ended up having to have a mastectomy. I had to have that breast removed because it was just too much, and it was too far and too deep into my tissue for them to go in and do all of that without the the breast just being totally deformed. So it was recommended that I have the breast removed, and I'll sum this up with this: once I even had the breast removed, it was further um, tested that I had way more cancer in that breast than even the MRI detected. So my thing is, and what I'm really advocating for women is that if whether you're black or white or whatever, Hispanic, we're all women of color, particularly women of color.
Mhm.
You ever told that you have dense breast? That should be, I feel that it should be a condition. I feel that you should be handled differently than just the average woman that's just coming to get a mammogram at the age of 40, because that's routine screening. If you have dense breast, that should be looked at very closely. And if you're there, if it's not being done and you're listening to me today, and you've been told that you have dense breast, or you know that you have dense breast, and you're going in and all you're getting is a mammogram, then you need to advocate for yourself. You need to speak up to your healthcare professionals and tell them that you need to be examined more thoroughly. You need an MRI. You have to start with a mammogram. In most cases, I think that's where we start with the mammogram, but you would like to have an MRI and an ultrasound to see like what may be in there, because my story is not gonna is my outcome is not the same. What's gonna happen in every situation. I was blessed that all of the cancer that was found, which was over 6 centimeters, imagine that.
Oh, wow.
That didn't just come overnight. So that meant that years and years I never missed one appointment.
Yeah.
Years and years. I went to get my regular screening, and for all those years, they never found anything except for 2 calcifications, and fortunately, they were benign.
Okay.
So, but it was all a stage one. That was my point. It was all a stage one, but that may not be the case for another woman. Their outcome might not be the same as mine. So I'm a living walking, breathing testimony and miracle that I can share this story and maybe help someone not to have to, to face what I've had to go through. Because I'm still devastated by it, but I've learned to, to get along with it and to try to use that as something positive and use it as a platform to help other women that
Exactly.
may experience something similar to what I've experienced.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like a lot of women don't understand, like even myself, when you explained that to me, I was like, wow, I've never really gone that deep, or they've never told me you need an MRI to get yourself checked. They just do the regular mammogram and that's it. And everything looks fine. You're good to go. That's it. So your
Yes.
story is giving the opportunity to women out there to actually go a little step further and
Go a
making
step
it
further.
where, yeah, because that's the main thing. That's the
Yeah.
main
You need to advocate for yourself. And if you can't advocate for yourself, then I suggest that you get someone to advocate for you. But definitely these stories are important and then people need to hear these types of stories because what you don't know, you can't do anything about something you don't know. But now that you have this information, and take it and use it, because I hear people say all the time, and it's one of Rochelle's, I love quoting Rochelle. She says, we are moving away from awareness toward action
thing.
because knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is powerful. Because you can have all the knowledge, and if you don't do anything with it, then what is it? Or are you accomplishing? But to apply it, and that is where I am. That's where I come in
I love
to
it.
help women to take the knowledge they get to apply it. Even if I have to go with you and walk with you, or someone goes with you and walk with you and hold your hand, because it's not a glamorous thing. You
Yeah.
know, we
No,
don't look like what we.
no, and that's the
So,
thing.
sometimes breast cancer get glamorized with all the pink and everybody's partying and making it look beautiful. Is not beautiful. It's painful. It's not a beautiful thing. It's not at
No,
all. So don't get fooled. Don't be fooled by that. You
no.
have to you have
But
to
see,
take action.
that's the main thing, taking action. And the one thing is that I'm really proud that you're actually telling your story. A lot of women, it's hard for a lot of women to go through what you've gone through, you know, and, you know, you are very strong and you have the voice to be able to help
Mhm.
others, you know,
Yeah.
not many
I'm really
women.
grateful for my voice. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for my voice. I've run into um women who will never publicly say anything about what they have experienced, just since and I try to be transparent because I'm somewhat out front now. And so why am I gonna go into a shell? Like, no, this is not the time for that. I just in this journey since I had to have my breast removed, oh my God, it was not wonderful at all. As you would know, there's nothing good about that. But we had to take it, and deal with it. But there are women that have shared with me that they've had to have that same procedure done. And I would have never known had they not told me. They told me that confidentially, personally, but I wouldn't have never known. And I was like, wow, there are a lot of women out here that have gone through treatment, gone through radiation, and some women, surgery, some don't have to have surgery. It just depends on what stage you are in, whatever. But the mental challenges, it's all the same. Once you got that diagnosis, it's in your head. Cancer is like, or is it going to come back? Every ache, every pain, every discomfort in your body, you don't know what it is. And so the psychological, what it can do to you psychologically can be quite devastating too as well. So you can't let that get into your head, and so it's a lot to contend with. it's a lot to contend with. And so to be able to take advantage of these opportunities that God has given me to be the voice for those who don't feel comfortable, who won't come forward. And I mean, everybody has a right to choose for themselves the path of their journey. But for me, it seemed like this is where God has placed me. So I'm just going to try to be the best steward that I can be.
Oh, and God bless you, because if it wasn't for your voice and for what you're doing, a lot of women wouldn't know these things, especially to take that extra step. And that's going to be one for me because I haven't gone. I've just done the mammogram. So now
The
my step is
mammogram.
to go the full like ultrasound and everything that you're recommending, you know?
Absolutely. And you can ask for that because, you should be, after so long anyway, you should be given diagnostics. And so they'll write that script. What do you know what diagnostics are? You know what I'm saying? So you go in and you just get the mammogram when you really qualify to have the ultrasound and whatever else, but they don't just automatically do that unless they see something that they may think that's suspicious. But you know what? With dense breasts, you might not see anything. So guess what? Let's go try to see a little deeper and see, so that we won't. Would you know how many women, seriously, this makes me cringe. How many women who have lost their lives,
Wow.
who did everything right, who went to get that mammogram every year, who were told the same as myself that you're fine, everything's clear, everything's great, and their outcome was just different than mine. Maybe when they found that it was a stage 4, something that they couldn't even do anything about, it had already metastasized to other parts of their bodies, and it was too late. And these are accomplished women. It doesn't matter whether you are accomplished or whether you are a street woman that just need to find the Lord and peace. We're all human and we all bleed the same. We should all be given the same opportunity, and it shouldn't matter. It just shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. And it's really sad that our counterparts are diagnosed at an alarming rate more than we are,
Yeah.
but we're dying
Wow.
at an alarming
Yeah.
than they are, more alarming rate than they are.
Yeah. And that's
Because
the
we
main,
don't get treated equally. We're not being treated equally.
exactly.
And
And
that's
that's
not have to fight and advocate.
exactly. And that's the main thing. That's the
Our right
story.
to live. Have a right to live.
Yeah, that's the story for today. The story is to at least advocate for those women, you know, and
Yes.
to push forward. You need to, because we're not told that. I've never been told that, and it's sad sometimes that, if you don't have that, either a medical advisor or anything like that to go more deeper into it, you're
Absolutely.
blindsided because we're not educated in that,
Absolutely.
you know,
Mm.
we want
No
that
one,
education.
it's being talked about more, but not enough. So
Exactly.
it's coming to the light. And people are making strides. We have people out there on the battlefield that are making strides to bring this information and this knowledge to the forefront. But and I'm glad that I'm in the number.
Hmm.
And we'll just continue to fight. We'll continue to fight because we have to. We have to.
Oh yeah.
And we want to thank you and other individuals like you that give us the platform to actually to share the stories and to reach the masses, and hopefully it helps someone. If I like the Bible verse that um Jesus cleansed 10 leopards on that day and only one came back, but he also left the 99. The shepherd left the 99 to go get the one because the one was just as important as the 99. So if it only helps one person, you've done a good deed.
Exactly. No, it's true. I always believe in that. I believe that even if it's just one person that you help along the way,
Absolutely.
you're helping one person.
You're
Um,
helping one person.
but with you, you're going to be helping millions. And that's like the miracle behind it all. Because
I hope so. I'm like,
no, I know so. I know
it
so.
was. I was livid. I was appalled. I mean, I snapped. But I was like, that energy, okay, I needed to get it out of me. I needed to feel that. I needed to understand what had actually happened. We can't go back and change it, but we can use that information, and yeah, we're gonna take that and do something positive with it. And I'm in the position. I'm in position because that is my story.
Yeah, exactly.
That is my story. And I'm so grateful for my team, my medical team. I am grateful for my medical team.
Okay.
We have a new doctor at Northwestern. Her name is Patricia Robinson. She's also the president of Equal Hope. And she is advocating for diversity and inclusion. Yes, ma'am. And so, woohoo! And so I was fortunately enough to be like one of her first patients at her as her employment started at Northwestern. And she actually took my tissue and took it a step further and sent it off for genomic testing
What does
to
that mean?
see. Genomic testing is where your tissue is sent off to see what is the likelihood of the cancer, the recurrence, whether to come back. And there's a scale, I think it's a chart, a scale like to 14 or something like that. And they test you to see how your genetics run and all that one. I can't explain it thoroughly, but I know that I was happy with my results, because when my results came back, it said that I was not a although, now let me go back. I have to rewind that just a little bit.
Okay.
So during surgery, there were lymph nodes that were taken from me to be tested to see if there were any cancerous cells. Fortunately enough, the lymph nodes came back clean, because everything was still it was just one, it was a one. So she didn't stop there, because just because it's not in your lymph nodes doesn't mean it's not in the tissue, or that it could be in other places. It was like really crazy. So what her job was to find out if I was even a candidate for chemotherapy.
Oh, wow.
Because I still could have needed to take chemotherapy, even though the lymph nodes said that I didn't.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And that was nerve-wracking, because I thought, oh, my lymph nodes are clean and I don't have to do chemo. And then I got slapped with, oh, hold on, wait a minute. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, what?
Oh, man.
They didn't do that 14 years ago.
No.
And so let's do a little research on genomic testing. Yeah. So it sends off, and she sent this goes off to a whole different laboratory to be tested.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. That's really good to know.
That is good to know. And so I waited and I waited, and of course, she wanted to put me on some that after drug like a tamoxifen, but I forgot the name of it. It's something, I don't know. But not tamoxifen, because I didn't do well with tamoxifen the first time around. So I was like, I'm not taking it. So she found a better drug for me, and it seemed to be working well with my system. But yeah, I was like, oh. So I just looked at it, I was like, Dr. Robinson, are you saying that it's possible that
Oh.
I may take chemo? I was like, no, I'm not. That's when I just told the Lord, me and him had a talk. I told God, I said, Lord, you brought me this far, and I really don't want to do this chemo. And I'm really grateful. I hated to have to, go through the surgery and all of that stuff. But I'm so grateful that they found it, and they found it in time. Because had it been this time, had it been coming up, because I'm 6, I'm at tomorrow, it'll be 6 months for my surgery, in November the 1st. It'll be 6 months. And so it's just a couple of months would be time for me to, to go and have my mammogram done. And I don't know what they would have found, if they would even found it, so I'm grateful.
Oh,
I
wow.
am.
No, that's
It's
good.
a lot. It's a lot to the story. So I got another book to write. I have
Yes.
a book. No, I've contributed chapters to these projects and these anthologies, but I have a book to write.
Yes, you do.
Uh,
And I can't wait once you get that book out, because there's, like I say, everyone has a story, and that story needs to be told. Your story has to be told. It has to be vocalized and portrayed out there for other women, because you're a very strong and amazing woman that you are. You're you're you bright. You bright. Your light is so bright, and you illuminate. So yes, you're touching lives, and that's the main thing.
I hope
Like,
so.
you are touching lives. All the ladies in the book, you know, I got to speak to several of the ladies on this book, and it's the ultimate testimony. The breast is yet to come, right? And you guys can get that through the Amazon. Um, the stories in here, it's just amazing. Sometimes,
It's a phenomenal piece. Yes, it's great. It's a
yeah,
great project. I would encourage everyone to get it. I mean, even, and this is my second time around, and my husband has been such an amazing individual when it came down to my breast cancer treatment and being, supportive and everything. I know that doesn't happen in every relationship. Some relationships severed because of the diagnosis. Some relationships get even, the couples even get even closer. But the thing of it is that we always just focus on the women and what we're going through. But in actuality, any type of illness, I believe that it affects the entire family, and affects the friends and people that are closest to you. So you can't go around acting like, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. No, it is actually us. And so I think that the men should be even more included, especially now that we know what we know, that men are being diagnosed with breast cancer as well. So I'm looking forward to working on a project with the gentlemen as well, because they have experienced breast cancer. They are experiencing breast cancer too. But just to have that support, So I encourage any male that has a mother, daughter, where everybody's got a mother. You may not have any daughters, and you may not have any sisters, but you have a mother, to get that book. And if you don't get it for yourself, get it for the female in your life, whether they've been diagnosed with breast cancer or not. It's just an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool. Some great stories in there, and I know that it can help. I know that it'll help,
oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
just because you may not know it, it may not have touched your door today, but there are not many families that cancer has not affected, someone in their family or in their home. So we all are being touched by especially breast cancer, for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
And I
like,
think,
remember back in the day, you just heard of people maybe having cancer.
yeah.
But now it's like it's your cousin, your sister, your mama, your brother, everybody, 2, 3 people in your family, till it's almost like it becomes the norm. But there's nothing normal about having cancer.
Oh no.
It's not normal. We shouldn't accept that as being our norm. That is not normal. And why
Uh,
are we being, why is it happening the way it's happening anyway? That's what we really need to find out.
so it is by the food. So whatever foods we do consume, that's why we have to eat organic foods, grass-fed meats,
Yep.
um, and a lot of the animals, they get ingested with other things,
With
and we're
other
consuming
things, yeah.
that. Mm-hmm. So
Absolutely.
we're
And we're
consuming.
like little guinea, we're consuming, we're the consumers, and we're consuming all of that garbage, and it's showing, it's coming up, it's showing up. It's changing our genetics. It's just doing a lot of different things, and it's really kind of, it's sad,
Mhm.
but it's our reality, and it shouldn't be. And so, hopefully, we can even do something about that as well,
Oh yeah,
because that is just not. It just seems like it seems criminal to me.
it is. No, it is.
And you
But
think that you're eating, you think that you're eating good, you think that you're eating well, but then you find out that you almost can't even control it.
yeah. Well, you can
You
control
know,
it by um buying and purchasing your own food, even growing your own food. Um,
I'm saying that
yeah,
growing your own food, because I
yeah,
don't trust
growing
nothing
your own.
that's been purchased. I don't care what the label say.
So the
Yeah,
organics, I
growing
know
your
that
own
you
food.
have to, but growing your own foods, taking
Growing it,
that
yeah.
extra step, you know, that's the main,
Absolutely.
doing that
Absolutely.
extra research and going a little bit more further on your journey because it is a journey.
It is.
Especially getting your health back. You have to see it more. You're getting your health back and feeding yourself the right foods and consuming the right.
Absolutely.
That's the main.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a lifestyle.
It
It
is a
has become
lifestyle.
lifestyle. Yeah, the lifestyle. You have to change your lifestyle to a better lifestyle. Yeah. So
Yep.
that's definitely a plus. That definitely can weigh heavily on, how healthy you are. But I just wish that we didn't even have to think that much about it. Unfortunately, we do.
Yeah.
And in our neighborhoods, what they're dumping into our neighborhoods, and all the garbage that they're feeding our children, and sugars and salt, and just garbage. It's
Hmm.
just garbage. It's just not right, and even pesticides, all of that. My taste buds are so sensitive, and my nasal patches is so sensitive. I can smell and taste pesticides in the fruits and the vegetables. So you say, oh, eat lots of fruits and vegetables. It all depends on which fruits and vegetables that you're eating.
Yeah.
They don't tell you about the labels in the store. Can we talk about that? They don't tell you about the labels on the fruits and vegetables. There are 3s and 9s and 4s. You don't know. People don't know. You see a sale and you say, "Oh, this is cheaper. Let me get this," and they've all been genetically modified because they got the 3s on it. You don't even know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
people
that's the
are
main
just
one. So
we're
there was this.
consuming things that we shouldn't be consuming. Fruits that doesn't have seeds in it. How do I eat fruit? I don't want a seedless grape. I don't care
Exactly.
how succulent they are. I don't want a seedless watermelon.
Yeah.
I want to see black seeds
Exactly.
in my watermelon. I'm just, I'm
No,
just
it's
saying.
the truth.
It's spooky. And we
Right.
get so caught up in convenience and we don't realize that we're giving them permission to harm us
Yep.
because the labels are there. You just don't know what you're reading, and they tell you all the garbage that's in it. It's listed. They have to list it, but you have to do the research and have an understanding of what the label is saying.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the main thing.
So that's a lot.
Education.
So that's another story. But yeah, but
Yeah.
it has an effect on our bodies, and it can help maybe be preventive, of these
Hmm.
different cancers that we are coming up with because we don't, pay enough attention to what we're actually putting in our bodies. Some things are just out of our control, but then there are some things that we can, we are more in control of, and we should take our power back. I'll say that.
There you go. I like that. Take our
Take
power
your power.
back. It
Take your
is.
power.
We do. We have to take our power back and do our research and go a little
Absolutely.
bit more that extra step, that extra mile. Because if we don't, that's when we start. that's when our bodies start getting effect, you know? We start getting
Mm-hmm.
sick and we don't understand why, you know? And it might start with something small and then it becomes something bigger, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when the
Because I
education.
mean, you don't really know when you have. I mean, this is already to a certain stage. You don't really know when you have cancer. Not really all the time. You know, you can walk around with that for years and not even know that is there. You know. So yeah,
Yeah, so
it's
the
just
next steps.
sad. So yeah, you have to tell. They say you got to tell the story, but you have to tell the whole story.
Exactly.
Yeah, because there's a lot more to it, and it's a lot more to it than just even just what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I, I've kind of been going through your cookbook.
Oh, thank you.
There's a lot of great recipes there, so that nutrition goes along with, some medicines and some, it all plays a significant role in how the outcome, so yeah,
Yeah.
we have to talk about everything. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's the main thing, it's the foods. No, thank you.
thank you. I hope I've helped someone today. That is I pray and I ask God, I say, God, sometimes, everybody want to be rich and famous and everybody want to be well known and popular and all of that, but I want when people hear my name or when they see my face, I want to be thought of as someone that cares, not about status and all of that, but that I'm actually doing something positive and I'm actually, giving, just doing something wonderful in the world that's actually helping people. So I really hope that what I've said today, you guys have taken it to heart and that you can hear me, because it's really important. You can't take anything for granted. We can't take these things lightly because this it's a matter of life and death for some people, And like I said, I'm grateful that my outcome is what it is because
Yeah.
it was so different for someone else, I lost my sister during the time I was being diagnosed and all of that. My sister passed away of metastatic breast cancer,
Oh
and
wow.
so I can't call her and tell her, what happened to me. And she
Yeah.
had to have a double mastectomy because she had the worst form of cancer right out of the gate. It was the inflammatory breast cancer.
Oh wow.
It doesn't look anything like what I was diagnosed with. That's like on the skin. It's make your breast look like and women don't even know it. It's just another thing. It's like everybody's looking for a lump. Well, it's not always a lump. You may not find a lump. That triple negative breast cancer is a whole trip.
Yeah.
Um, inflammatory breast cancer, ductal carcinoma is so many different. We may all have had a cancer diagnosis, but we're all different.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, your story is your story, and it's just, you just got to take every day in stride and be grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm truly
And
grateful.
hope that you and just hope that you've taken all the necessary measures to live a good quality life,
Exactly.
because it's the quality of life at the end of the day. you know
Mm-hmm. The end of the day, it is quality life.
Live
Um,
life, yes.
and telling your truth and putting that information out, you know, that's the thing. That's the main thing. So I'm truly grateful for you, Tracy. I
Thank
know it's
you.
not an easy story to tell, um, or even to write it, you know, and I'm really proud of what you're doing and who you are advocating for those women out there, and putting the message out there because we all need it. We do. And this, like, I'm like still a little heartbroken over here on my end. And I, you're a beautiful woman, an amazing woman. And we're truly grateful that you can tell your story. And I'm grateful that you did come up on this platform to speak your truth because it needs to be spoken. And women out there need to know, at least get the education, that extra step of that education, because we're not informed. We are not. So,
I know I wasn't at all. I just happened to know some of the right questions to ask. I was able to advocate for myself and to stand up for myself. But it's been 14 years for me, so I should know something, you know. And I haven't just walked blindly like saying, oh, I had breast cancer, I had my treatment, I'm done, and I'm moving on with my life. I've been a part of this world and circle of women, you know. We've lost people on the journey, you know. Like I just said, I just lost my best friend, my sister. My blood sister, not a friend, my blood best friend sister. And we've lost some women, you know, other women on the journey. And you know, I look around and I see pictures. I have, you know, pictures where we've been in different events, and I look around the room and I don't see that the person is not there anymore. And it's like, you know, they gain their wings, you know. And so the story doesn't change, the story just evolves. And throughout the years, I've learned a lot of things, not just about what I was diagnosed with or the type of cancer that I was diagnosed with, but other women and their experiences as well.
mhm.
And so, you know, that has been very enlightening for me. And so when I did come to that crossroad where, excuse me, I've been walking around here for years with this cancer, and now we just find it now, and it's Joby
Mhm.
over 6. So I'm over 6 centimeters. Over 6 centimeters. What showed up? What was told to me? There was one we saw. Then 2 more were discovered in the MRI.
Oh, wow.
But they removed my breast and still examined that tissue. There was even more that was discovered. And I sit with Dr. Robinson, and I just asked her, I said, Dr. Robinson, can you just tell me how much? And I know it was a stage 1, but can you just tell me how much cancer was in the breast? And Dr. Robinson, bless her heart, took out a calculator and she took my pathology report and she took a calculator and began to add up the 1 point somethings and the point somethings and the 1 point somethings and added them all together. And it was over 6 centimeters of cancer in
Wow.
that one. And I knew that I didn't know that it was cancer. I knew something was wrong because the breast just looked so much larger than over time, the one breast shrinks anyway
Mhm.
because of the radiation. So it was shrink. And so nothing was done to the left breast. So it looked much bigger than the right breast. And I kept saying, I had told my surgeon. It was funny because I went, like I said, I never miss an appointment. And I have to see her every now and again, Dr. Hansen. I have to see her. And I said, Dr. Hansen, I said, this breast is so big. She said, well, you know, we can take care of that. We can get you a breast reduction. And I say, you know you won't.
Right.
I'll just keep, it wasn't that serious to me. I said,
Mhm.
I'll just keep patting the other one and trying to balance them out.
Mhm.
But I kept looking, I became very resentful. So my point, and let me say this, if you even look, you notice your breast looking different, the size, the shape, or any type of, marks or anything on it. Because sometimes when my sister showed me We were in Atlanta, Georgia. I will never forget it. We were at a family reunion. She said, "Girl, I saw on my breast. You want to look? I want you to look at it." And when I saw it, I knew exactly what it was, but I couldn't tell her that
Wow.
because I didn't want to frighten her. I'm not a
Mhm.
doctor. So, but I had a young friend, a young 30 some years old, y'all. She was 30 some years old. She had been diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer. And I began to do the research because that's not the type of cancer I had. So I
Mhm.
didn't know nothing about inflammatory cancer. I started to do the research and how, what it looks like and how the breast looks and the mortality rate and all of it. I read everything that I could about inflammatory breast cancer. So when my sister showed me her breast and it just looked like like a ringworm, like kind of a circle on the breast. That's it. It was nothing about a lump or anything. And I saw it. I said, well, I advise you to go see about it. So I'm gonna say to you all, if you're looking at your breast and you see something that look like a ringworm or a bruise looking like something on your breast, get that checked out. Don't take that lightly. That might not be a rash. That may be something more. I won't say that it is, and I won't say that it isn't. But you need to get that checked out. If your nipples become inverted, you need to get that checked out. If your breast seems to be swollen, because that's what was happening to me. My breast just but I had gained a lot of weight too.
Okay.
And I'm going to get the mammogram every year, and nobody's telling me that anything's wrong with it, but it just seemed like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I find out why, why it was so big. But I was beginning to resent it because I was like, this is just too big. Now I need to go lose some weight. I need to do something because I was going through that thing mentally, but sure enough, that's what it was. So if you notice something different about your breast, y'all need to really take that really seriously. Don't, especially with those like I said, that ringworm, because that spreads really fast. And I know that when a woman is diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer, it's already metastasized. It is already at least a
Oh,
three a stage 3 to stage 5 when
okay.
they diagnose. It doesn't appear the same as finding a lump.
Okay.
It's a lot out there, so we need to put that type of information out there too, because there's a lot of women, they just that's going on, and it's not, sometimes it's not painful.
Okay.
I never had pain. I never had pain.
Oh, wow.
I, I had an eerie feeling, but I never had, which I would say, oh, my breast hurt or anything like that. So, but I've heard some women say that they have had pain. So, like I say, everybody's journey is different. But I could go on and on and on and on and on and on. Wanted to wanted to really just share some things with you guys.
No, and that's a good information though, because yeah, we need that information. We need to
It's,
educate
it's,
the
it's
people.
real. It's real. It's a real
Yeah.
thing, Joey. It's a real
Yeah,
thing.
Tracy. Oh man. So do you want to add anything else to this interview? You are
Well,
an
I just
amazing woman. So, and you have that voice that's going to, um, you're going to touch that person. That's going to be like, okay, I need to do this. She mentioned this, you know.
I hope
So that's the main
I,
thing. Yeah.
I hope so. I would just say to first of all, I want to say to you guys to be kind. Be kind to everybody, because you just never know what an individual is going through.
Mhm.
And you may see a person, you think this glam and fame, but you never know what they had to go through to even get there.
Mhm.
I have, through my journey, I have began to again sing and write. I'm a recording artist. I'm an actress, and I am a producer. And so I would love for you guys to follow me on YouTube and Facebook, Tracy R Kincaide. That's with an E, Kincaide. You will notice if you decide to get the book, and I hope that everybody decides to get the book, because this book helps the Tasha Joyner Foundation to spread the word and to help women that have that have gone through breast cancer diagnosis and who have been through the battle, and it's an amazing organization. So I hope you guys do get the book, and you can get that on Amazon. It's The Breast Is Yet to Come. But my music is out there, Tracy R Kincaide, but on the book you will find me as Tracy Crawford. Tracy Crawford is my maiden name. They decided to use my maiden name. Oh well, but anyways, I am Tracy R, married to Donald Kincaide, Tracy R Kincaide, across all social media. That is Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. You can find my music. You can also just go on this site is called it's called Here Now. So it's Tracy R Kincaide .herenow.com, and that will give it'll show you all the different places where you can actually find my music. I'm in an episode of 5 episodes of a series called Seasoned, that's written and produced by Aretha Tatum. I'm the lead character. My character is Faith. So I'd like for you guys to go check me out there. You can find my music again. You can find my music on YouTube, or you can download it from Apple, iTunes, Spotify, all those amazing places where you can download music. And just follow me, guys. I'm talking about my breast cancer journey. I'm doing my music. I'm acting. I'm writing. And I'm just trying to be an advocate and just trying to do something positive in the world. And I just want to help people. I have a non-for-profit organization I mentioned earlier. It's Forever Hope Agency. You guys can follow us there on Facebook as well. Our website is under construction, so you will not be able to go on our website right now, but you can follow us on social media.
Okay.
And that's enough for right now. I have an upcoming event. It's Mother's Day. I'm going to be in a stage play. I think it's be my fourth time around with it. It's called The Preacher's Kid, The Untold Stories, and it is written by Professor Alvin Malcolm Daniels, and it's going to take place at Josephine's Southern Cooking Restaurant on, I think it's 436 East 79th Street at Josephine's Southern Cooking Restaurant on Mother's Day at 1:00. So y'all get those tickets and come on and have brunch with us. They got some good food too. We did it last year. The food is phenomenal. Come and have brunch with us and enjoy some comedy because it's funny. That's all for right now.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, come on, girl.
I'll be there. Yes.
I'll send you the details.
Yes, send me the details, and we'll have the details on the description below as well on YouTube. So okay. We'll be putting all that up there.
I'll send it over there to you right now. I know you're gonna, so that I
won't
forget.
Your YouTube channel as well. The time is now.
My YouTube channel is the time is now. So I have a personal YouTube channel where all of my stuff should be there. But if you go specifically for my music, you can put Tracy R Kincaide, The Time Is Now, or Tracy R Kincaide For Me. Those are the 2 songs that have been released.
Okay. Awesome. Great.
And then I have music and videos on my YouTube channel, Tracy R Kincaide. So I have a professional channel and my personal channel.
Personal channel. That's awesome.
Yes. And I need you guys to subscribe.
Subscribe, like,
to my YouTube channel.
Follow.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share it with your friends.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So that's the conclusion.
That would mean more to me than anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're going to be following Tracy Kincaide. So everyone, we're going to be looking forward to some more amazing things that she's doing, and follow her in her journey and the next book that she's going to be writing, a full book.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that.
Yes. And I have a new project coming up too, guys. So I'm gonna try to just pray for me. It's actually a song that I'm writing. It's a theme song for women for breast cancer, and it's in production, pre-production now. So hopefully we'll get it completed within the next 4 to 6 weeks,
4 to 6
and
weeks.
it'll be
Oh
out
man,
release. Yes.
that's gonna be
So
awesome.
I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about it. I just sent that to you so you can get that
Okay.
Mother's Day brunch
Okay.
information.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Perfect.
So everyone
All right.
follow Tracy. And we're gonna have all the details on the description below as well. So like, follow, subscribe, and let's get the journey going. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you,
am truly
everybody.
grateful for you, and thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
All right. So you get the chance to edit that and everything and chop it up.
Yep, I'll be chopping it
Okay.
up.
I hope I gave you enough of something to work with.
Oh
I
yeah.
talk a lot.